Fire, perhaps the most destructive of the four earthly elements. JAVEA has suffered its catastrophic effects several times in recent years. In all cases, the flames were fought not only by professional firefighters, but also by volunteers. One of those volunteer units is the ISVH Balcón Voluntarios.
Hi, I'm Darrel Jones. I'm the Vice Commandant of the ISVH Voluntarios. I'm from Swansea originally, now living in JAVEA for the last 7 years. And in the UK I was part of the emergency services, and I'm retired from that now. I've been involved with the Voluntarios for 7 years, since September 2017. I can't quite remember. I think I saw the guys at the International Fiesta, and I sort of missed being involved when I was retired here, and I chatted with some of them, and they put me in touch with Terry, the Commandant at the time, and I applied to join. Lots of things really. I think I mentioned camaraderie. I like being part of a team, doing something good. I had a lot of time in my hands. I was working in a charity shop at the same time, and I just wanted to give a little bit back to. I love this town, and even though I was new at that stage in JAVEA, it was something I thought I could do to help out in my small way, as we do. I think obviously our main objective is fire prevention in JAVEA, and I think once we've assisted the other emergency services with an incident, that's pretty rewarding. We also enjoy the little silly things we do, like Santa on the R&L and seeing local children being happy to see us, and anything that's to do with community-based, really. Currently we have 16 active firefighters, and we have 3 ground crew. The ground crew are based of 3. Two ground crew are not firefighters. They're here to maintain the vehicles, our kit, and general running of the station. A third crew member of the ground crew is a firefighter, and they're quite crucial to us running effectively here. We get notified of fires by numerous ways. We can get called by the police directly to attend an incident. We can self-deploy by any information. If we see a fire, we hear of a fire. Also, we can be notified by Protection Civil if we're required at the scene of a fire. Generally, when we get to a fire, if we're first on scene, we take control, which has happened many times this year. Our units have been first on scene. We will control it until Bomberos Denia attend, and we all work under Bomberos Denia. They are in control once they're on scene, and they will manage the fire. So we work alongside Protection Civil and Bomberos Denia, and the Policia Local and Guardia Civil at the same time. You really need to be flexible with regards to work. It's quite difficult if you're employed by somebody to be able to give up your time or have the time to come to the station if there's an emergency, because if you're an employee, it's highly unlikely that your boss is not going to let you go. We do try and encourage people that are self-employed. However, it's not a definite barrier if you are employed, but it would be easier if you had freedom to do as you want in your daily day. We, as a unit, train once every fortnight on a Wednesday evening. We train for 3 hours. We run through scenarios. We'll do some training here at the station. We'll also go to other areas where we have, I don't know if you've seen these new beacons you have on top of cars for emergencies. That we have somebody set them in plastic bags in a tree, so that's our fire indication, especially if it's dark, so that the people don't know exactly where the fire is. So it gives us a visual indication rather than pretend there's a fire there. And we can make that difficult by putting them in very inaccessible places. You have to fight your way through a lot of undergrowth to get to the point where you need to be fighting that fire. The new recruits, they will have their separate training apart from us until they're up to speed, that their training has developed so much they can then join the rest of the group to do a joint training exercise. Once we've accepted that you are a suitable candidate to join us, you will receive one-on-one training from January through until the fire season, which we class as from June, July onwards. That will mean intensive training once a week, and when we come to May and June, you would have to pass a competency test with regards to the equipment, about safety, about what we have to do in fires. And that just is not only for new recruits, everybody from the top to the bottom has to do that every year to make sure that we are all up to speed and as trained as we possibly could be. Most are retired. We've got a lot of ex-service people, ex-military. We have ex-emergency services. We have an ex-pilot, but we also have people that are self-employed, that run their own businesses. And we also have people that are employed, that work in schools and work for other companies. So their time is a little bit difficult to give up if there's a call happening when work is happening. We are on call 24/7, 365 days a year. We have the capability to have 18 firefighters. Realistically, for a fire, we really need 6. Initially, and then if it's an ongoing fire like we had in April that goes on for hours after hours, as the day will go on, the people that are working will become free and they can come and relieve the ones that have been there for hours and give them a break. Yeah, that was a long day. We were fighting fires for 12 hours. We got involved by a general call. I think it was through the Chief of Police, Jose Montford, that day, that there was an incident happening in the valves, and could we attend as soon as possible. That was a strange fire because on that day it went both ways. Normally a fire blows in one direction. It started where the seat of the fire had, it then spread east and west, which took us all by surprise. We were actually fighting the fire in a very narrow alleyway with these big reeds. When they burn, the flames are so high and the heat is intense. You know, you got to cover your face because the heat is so much. Got that under control with some. We had to steal some water from people's pools, nearby houses, but the fire spread so quickly that it was everywhere. So from there we went west towards Gata, and like I say, 12 hours we were fighting that day, those fires. We had bomberos in our vehicles at some stages because their engine is too big to get down certain places where the fire was raging. So we would take them down and they would assess it, whether they could bring their engines down. And in this particular case, they couldn't, so they were directing through their PMA, through their bosses, with air support as to where the water should be dropped. Yeah, a long day, but quite rewarding. You feel sort of like pleased the job is done. We are funded mostly by our members. The members of the ISVH, they live on this mountain, and if they wish, they pay a standing charge each year, and that's mainly how most of our funding is coming from. We are funded slightly by the town hall every year, but that amounts to about the 1/6 of our total running costs, so we can't rely totally on the town hall, although we're very grateful for all the help they give. And also we are very lucky that a lot of kind people do great things to raise money to ensure that we can keep on going. They support us in lots of ways. We have barbecues here that we try to raise funds to help us. They support us by coming up here and spending their hard-earned money on a barbecue and some drinks for them to relax and socialise, but we benefit from that. Local charity shops have been so kind to us in raising money for us to buy equipment. That has been crucial in us going forward. And just generally, when there has been an incident, it's just the thanks we get. It's really so lovely to hear people say thank you. You don't expect to be thanked for it because we see it as although we're not full-time, we're not professional, we treat it as if we were professionals. So we see it as our job, but to be thanked for it, it's a great feeling. We are currently 16 firefighters. We have got places for 2 more. In September, we'll be looking for any applicants to make themselves known to us, and we'll be looking to interview September, October, and any successful candidates will be starting in January of 2025. So if there's anybody out there who wants to give this a go, has the right attitude, please let us know.